Okay, I'm over guess. All right, good afternoon, everyone. It is July 8th, 2021, and this is the meeting of the Fair Political Practices Commission, Public Outreach and Technology Committee. Mr. Vo, would you please call the roll?
Commissioner Wilson?
Aye.
Chair Mandich?
Aye. We'll proceed to item number 1. This is public comment for items not on today's agenda. Do we have any public comment? Hearing and seeing none, proceed to item number 2, approval of the June 10th, 2021 committee meeting minutes. Commissioner Wilson, do you have any edits or comments on the minutes?
No, Chair Mandich. Move adoption of the minutes.
Second. Mr. Vo.
Commissioner Wilson?
Aye.
Chair Mandich?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Proceeding to item number 3, this is the first of our informational presentations from staff. The first one is our website search function. And we have Mr. Crabtree, our Chief Information Officer, and Rieko Ivaska, our Information Technology Specialist. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. So last time we were asked about if our search was capable of doing searches for words within a paragraph, and what we found in the research is that the search that we're using for the statewide or for the site-wide does not have a paragraph search, but it has something similar, which is called a proximity search. And we kind of basically, you can take a couple, 3 words, however many you want, and say you want to see them within X number of words of each other. Rieko, were you going to kind of show us that a little, little demo of that? So go ahead. Okay, so yeah, basically there's the syntax of doing it, but you take a couple of words, like she's got mass mailing there, and 2020. Oops. Hello. I'm sorry, my screen is blank. I don't know about anybody else, but.
All right, we can see the search function.
Okay.
But I can't hear Ms. Ivaska if she's speaking.
Let me get it. I'm going to have to rejoin the meeting, I think, because my screen went blank on the meeting.
Okay.
Oh, there I go. I'm back. Okay, I'm back. So what have you got there, Rieko? Okay, so she's got mass mailing 2016. So she's looking for those 3 words within 20 words of each other. So that's kind of, it's not a paragraph search, but that's the best we can do with what we have. Go ahead and, did you do that search? Yeah, okay. Yeah. So that's about as close as we can get to the proximity search. And hopefully that's acceptable, because that's what we have.
Well, I think you get to the same place as the sort of the old and or paragraph search. And I see that you have already put instructions for the proximity search above. Is that right?
Yes, we kept this. This is on our internal site, but we keep it up to date while we're doing stuff. So then, when we get the okay, we can put this out in a short period of time.
Thank you. Commissioner Wilson, do you have any questions?
Yes, I have a question. First of all, let me say, Mr. Crabtree, just want to commend you and your team for moving so quickly in response to the recommendations. But I was trying to think of a couple of common names and a search. So what if you were to put in, for example, Governor Brown, no reference to the first name, in quotes? What would that yield? Because obviously Brown is a fairly common surname. Just curious.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
if you put it in quotes, it should look for those 2 words together, just like that. See there.
Just this one is development website. Let me share my. This
Oh.
one is development website, so we don't have a current information right now. So it may not pull everything.
But for example,
Would it
put in,
Would it be, would
go ahead.
it be better to put, does it have to be in caps, or does it matter?
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
So
And
try
what if you
one,
had Governor Jerry Brown?
Just, governor is spelled O-R at the end, maybe.
Oh, well,
correct
that-
and see if that helps.
Governor.
O-R.
Or,
OR at the end, Reiko. There you go.
There you go.
Sorry.
oh, okay.
So you get 1 of 10. If you take the quotes off, you could probably see the difference then. So the quotes will narrow the search quite a bit from what we used to have.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if
Yeah,
you,
I did a search.
okay, if you roll down, Rieko, you can see all the other syntax for the other pieces of the search, the other direction. Yeah. So there's the help screen for that. But the quotes helps out a lot, I think, from what we didn't have that before. So no matter what you did, you would always get, like on this search, you'd get over 700 hits every time versus when you put the quotes on it. Cuts it down quite a bit.
Mhm.
So this is the search capability for the entire site. If
Yes.
you, over in the right-hand portion of the screen, I know we're able to, at least in this beta version, do specific searches of just, let's say, advice letters or
Yes.
enforcement case resolutions. Are we going to have the same advanced search options within each of those categories?
Those are what I kind of, for lack of a better term, I call those the specialized searches. It will have all of the syntax except for the proximity search. They use a different search engine, and it has everything but the proximity search, because it also has the field drop downs and things like that. So we kind of give up the proximity search for that functionality. You want to go to one of those, Rieko, or?
Do you want regulation one?
Yeah, you could do the regulation one if you want. So then, but it does not have the proximity search, but you can do the quotes and everything. Will work, right, Rieko?
This search may work.
Yeah, so see, that cuts it down.
Yeah.
So, but no proximity for these.
No. Mhm.
Now, maybe in the future, we don't know. We'd have to speak with Adobe to see if this search would, if they're planning on putting proximity in this or not.
Okay. What do you get when you click the drop-down under regulation?
You
You can
can
narrow by specific
narrow down.
chapters.
Mhm. Oops.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah, this was a request we had a while back, and Rieko did put together this regulation search with paragraphs. So,
Question? Yep. And for the benefit of the public, I think it's pretty clear on our end. If you put in quotes a specific regulation, it's my understanding it would just bring up that one regulation, correct?
Usually it will pull. If you put the double quotes, it will pull the
yeah.
word.
So it'll narrow it to that
Mhm.
specific regulation. Okay,
Right.
thank you.
And some of the other ones have, more fields to search on, but so that's what we have for the searching functionality. Hopefully that's we can, if we get the okay, we can put this new functionality in place pretty quickly. So
right.
You want to show one of the other searches, Rieko, like the advice letter or something?
Uh,
So the advice letter has dropped down for a year.
All right, Commissioner Wilson has a
Yeah,
question.
just one clarification, and this new search function would pull anything from that's currently on the site, even going back to, like, say, 1988, for example, correct?
With, yeah, the search, yes, it searches all the documents, if that's
Okay.
the entire site, to use the site search, and of course, this will go back to, like, the advice letter one goes back to 1974 for advice letters. So,
That's great. That's what I assumed, but just
yeah,
for public consumption. Thank you.
yeah. Mhm.
Can
Any
I ask
other question? Okay.
it's kind of a nitpicky question, but will you pull up the year again, will you? And I think you just said, and it was reflected in the pull down, that you could go back to 1974.
I think so.
That looks right, but the text right above it says you can search all of the advice letters commission has issued since 1984.
Oh,
So I just think if it's 1974 is great. If
Yeah.
we can do that, let's do that. We just need to update that text.
okay. Yeah, that's good. We redid the advice letters. I re-indexed all of those, so maybe it was only 1984 and I just missed updating this when I redid them. So, okay, we'll definitely do that.
Well,
Any other
I think this is, well, I would just say it's more of a comment, but I think you guys have done a fantastic job with this. I think this is a real improvement and should make it easier to search through the various materials that we have on our website. So I think we should go ahead and direct and authorize staff to move forward with.
Yeah, I would concur, Chair Matich.
All right. So, Mr. Crabtree, what's you think by the end of the month? Like, how quickly could we implement this?
Yes, easily by the end of the month, right, Rieko?
Yes.
We could get it we can get it probably sooner, but guarantee the end of the month, no problem.
Okay. I think, why don't you go ahead and get it up and running as quickly as you can.
Okay.
My only additional comment would be that we have some type of a notation on our landing page about the new the new search engine being implemented, so
Okay.
that folks who come back to our website for the first time and see this new search understand what it is and have directions on how to use it.
Okay. So I have a little write-up on it and how to get to the help and all that kind of thing. Okay.
Excellent.
All right. So,
All right. Anything else from you, Mr. Crabtree, or Ms. Voska on item 3?
no, I think we're fine.
All right, let me just briefly call for any public comment on item 3. Hearing and seeing none, let's go ahead and proceed to item 4 then. This is our FPPC meeting video timestamp project. And Mr. Crabtree?
Okay. So we're going to have Elwin, after the last meeting, he took your comments and updated the video tracking thing to what do we think you had asked for. Elwin, are you ready to kind of show that, or?
Yeah, I'm ready to show it. Hello, Commissioner Wilson and Chair Matich. So
Yeah.
what we have before this is an example of a state personnel board that we talked about before. And we use that example to implement this video timestamping into our current agenda. So what we have here, I'll do a quick demo without speaking. So
We'll begin with public comment for items. Hearing none, we'll go ahead and proceed to item number 2. Proceed to item 7 and item 8.
So we have it where when an individual clicks on the timestamp link, it will move the video to the correct time that is established by an individual that's keeping track of the time. in the previous meetings and for the meetings going forward. So we have this video's timestamp on the right-hand side, and I would like your feedback on different layouts. So we have another layout where we have it on the left-hand side for the meetings, or we can have it another way where it's underneath the video on the agenda. That's the main question I have for this.
So, yeah, Elwin put together about 3 samples there for you to kind of get a feel for different ways of presenting it. If you have some other ideas, we can definitely look at that.
What do you think, Commissioner
Well,
Wilson?
I have a question, and I don't want to put you on the spot in this regard. Is there any kind of uniform standard that you've observed on other public agency websites indicating where they displayed the video timestamp?
So we'll go back to the example of like the personnel board. They use another service called Granicus, and they've had it where their agenda is on the right-hand side, and then the video is on the left, and then the index with the timestamps is on the bottom left underneath the video. But the way our agenda is currently oriented on the page, this is easily implementable for our current service. So our agenda is down here, but our video has always been at the top here. So if we want it where it's easily accessible with the video, we would have it either on the sides or underneath. But I've noticed for the state sites I usually go to, if it's using Granicus, it's going to be underneath the video with the agenda on the side.
Okay, if it's underneath, then you have to scroll down to get to the actual agenda items, correct?
For this, yes.
Okay. Well, I'll defer to the chair if he has a preference.
Well, I think let's go ahead and eliminate having it below, because I think it's easier if it's right next to the video. Let's, can we see what it looks like over on the left-hand side? Yeah. I mean, I think they're equally good. But
Are you left-handed?
But I'm left-handed, so I'm
Well, there are more right-handed people in the world, so with all due respect.
All right. Let's go ahead and do it on the right-hand side. And if we, obviously, if people find that difficult to navigate, we can at some point discuss putting it on the left-hand side, see if that makes a difference.
Okay.
You're good with that? All right. How quickly can we implement this?
As long as we have an individual that is taking the time to get the timestamps within each video, we can do it pretty easily within like 1 day of the meetings, once the video has been uploaded to YouTube. So one thing that we need to keep in mind is the YouTube timing after it's been live. Once it's uploaded online, the timestamp will be slightly off. So it's preferable that someone that is getting the time takes the time after the live has been finished.
Okay. So a couple days, essentially what you're saying is then a couple days after the meeting, you would add the timestamps.
Yes. I would say within the same week would be good.
Okay. Commissioner Wilson?
Well, thank you for all your hard work on this. You indicated if somebody took the time to do it, I mean, I would argue in terms of transparency that it should be a priority, and to the extent it can be available, subject to input from our executive director within 2 or 3 days would seem to be more than reasonable, because if you don't have the timestamp, you have to scroll through the entire YouTube video to try to figure out what item is taken up, when it was taken up, and you're almost, shooting in the dark, so to speak. So, if it's within 2 to 3 days, I think that would be acceptable.
Yeah, I agree. Ms. Hahn or Mr. Crabtree, do either of you have any reservations with implementing that?
No, we've talked about it, and the key is having the person do the, write down the times when things change, and then it's a lot, it's not that time consuming to go through and build the list for the side, so.
Yeah,
Do you have
that,
any issues, Elwin, that you can think of that?
that does bring up the issue that if a mishap happens during the meeting and say we have to do video editing to cut out certain parts of the video, the timestamping will take longer because we'll need to adjust for that video editing.
Right, yeah, if something happens during the meeting where we have to cut out some of the meeting out of the middle, maybe for some reason, then it'll have to be redone because the times will be off.
All right.
But I don't think that's going to happen very often. So that's something we would deal with on a case by case basis, I think, right?
Yes.
All right. Commissioner Wilson?
I didn't know that you guys did that, but thank you. But just for clarification, this video timestamp would only be applied for future meetings. It would not be applied in any kind of retroactive way, correct?
Yes, it would somebody would have to watch all of the old videos in order to do the.
Well, no, I'm
I'm
not
just saying
suggesting that at all, but
Right. I'm just saying that's what it would
I would
take to
say-
do. Go ahead. That's what it would take to do the older ones. Yeah. But,
yeah, I'm not suggesting that you would do the older ones, but I would suggest that once this is implemented, that it's clear that this new policy or this video timestamp takes effect on a certain date. So 2 years from now, somebody goes and looks at a FPPC meeting from 4 years ago, and they wonder, why isn't there a timestamp on this? It would be clear that just somewhere on the website or however you deem appropriate, that it would indicate, okay, this video timestamp took effect July, August, whatever the date is, in 2021.
Sure. Yeah, we could do it like we do some of the searches that we have even, we only have data back to 1984 or whatever, right? So, yeah, we could do something like that.
Okay, that's just a suggestion.
Yeah, that's a good suggestion.
Yeah. No, I
Saves
agree.
us less questions.
So this is another, again, I just want to say I think staff did a great job on this, taking our feedback and turning it into something that I think is going to be a real improvement to how our videos are displayed and archived. So I'd like to see if you can implement this for the upcoming July commission meeting next week, and going forward for all commission meetings and all committee meetings as well. I think it'd be helpful for that.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you have any issues there, Elwin, other than just having the person who does does the time stamping, but nothing else, right? I mean, we can
No.
go ahead. Okay.
Yeah, we can go ahead with that.
Okay.
Commissioner Wilson, you good with that? Yes. All right. All right. Great job, you guys.
Yeah.
It's 2 projects that were at the implementation stage. It's fantastic.
Thank you.
Great job. Thank you.
All right. Commissioner Wilson, anything further? We've reached the end of our agenda. Anything for next month that you'd like to see on next month's agenda or discuss at this point?
No, Chair Mattis, not at this stage. Welcome all the input that we've received and appreciate the hard work of the staff.
Chair Mattis, can I add something real quick?
Bainbridge, please.
I just wanted to, for the record, state that when we're talking about removing some of the video or editing the video, that's nothing that happens during the in-session portion. It's sometimes when the commission goes out of session if the video runs long or the Zoom doesn't get shut off or anything. So just to be clear there, everything that happens during open session will be on the video.
Excellent clarification, Mr. Bainbridge. Appreciate that.
That's my job.
All right. If there's nothing further, then I will go ahead and move to adjourn. Do I have a second?
Second?
Mr. Vogt?
Commissioner Wilson?
Aye.
Chair Matich?
Aye.
Motion passes.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate it.